Hi, today we're going to talk about rounding numbers. When you're rounding numbers, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find a number that's closest to the number that you're given within a certain range. You may be counting by tens, you may be counting by hundreds, you may be counting by thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. It depends what the range is that you're given, but you have to find the nearest one to that number. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to try to go about finding the closest number. If we had a number line, rounding would be very easy. We just had number lines with us all the time. Here I've got a number line that counts from the number 10 to the number 20. So let's pick a number and let's put it on the number line. Let's take the number, for example, 17. Well, 17 is here on the number line. And if I had to choose the closest 10, or the nearest 10, to the number 17, my choices would be the two 10s that it's in between, 10 and 20. Now I'd have to see what it's closest to, and you can pretty easily look at it and see that the 17 is closer to the 20 than it is to the 10. The difficulty can be when you're not given a number line. For example, if we had the number 44, well, there's no number line for me to look at, so I'd have to find a way to round that number without using the number line. Okay? So I'm going to show you the way that I teach my class to round. If we were rounding to the nearest 10, you have to have some understanding of place value. So I would look at the number and I would say, what's the number in the tens place? Unfortunately, my class is going to holler, 4! Well, they're both 4s. It's the second 4. It's the 4 that's on the left. And I tell my class, underline that 4. Now, we always try to have a little fun in my class, so when we round, we do a little bit of karate. Okay, so you want to do some karate? Here's how we do our rounding karate. We underline the place that we're going to round to, the nearest 10. We underline it. And then we cut off every number that's to the right. Now, you have to know left and right. So if you don't know left and right, make your two L's. There's left. We want to go to the right. Okay? So I want to cut off the number to the right. So we do our karate and we cut it off. We come over here and we go, ooh-yah! And we cut off the number to the right. Now, once you've drawn your line, the next step is really important. We're going to put an arrow on that number to the right of the line, because that number is going to tell me what this is going to be. Okay? We've got a couple of things to look at first, though. Let's figure out what are the two 10s that 44 is in between. Well, the first 10 is given to us in the number. We said 44. 40 is the first 10. So we'll put that on this side. After 40, if we're counting by 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is on the other side. Simply make it one number bigger. 40 and 50. Okay? Now, we're going to look at the other number, decide which one it's closest to. And again, like I said before, if we had number lines, it would be great, but we don't. But I'm going to show you a picture, and hopefully this is going to help you. We're going to take that number line, and I'm going to use my muscles. I'm going to bend the number line. I'm going to make a giant hill instead of a straight line. I'm going to bend my number line like this. Now that would leave the 5 at the top, and I would have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this side, and I would have 6, 7, 8, and 9 on that side. I want to tell you a story. Imagine that you had to roll a boulder. A boulder's a big rock, and you had to roll that boulder up and over the hill. So you take the boulder and you start to roll it. You're rolling it up, and you get it up to the 2, and you have to take a rest. And so you let it go. Oh, I need to rest. What's going to happen to that boulder? It's going to come down to this low side where the 0 is going to fall down here. You take your boulder, and you roll it up the hill. And you get it to the 6. And you stop to take a rest, and you let it go. What's going to happen to that boulder? It's going to roll to the high side. So these numbers the 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you stop the boulder here, and the 0, sorry. If you stop the boulder here, it's going to roll to the low side. 6, 7, 8, and 9. If you stop the boulder there, it's going to go to the high side. But what about 5? 5's sitting right at the top. And if you rolled the boulder here, and you let it go, it might just stay there. But I'm going to tell you what, if I roll the boulder halfway up that hill, I'm sure not letting it roll back down the low side. So I'm just going to knock it over and roll that to the high side as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that anything 5 or higher is going to go to the bigger number. Anything 4 or less is going to fall back. So try to remember the hill, okay? I tell my kids, we imagine the hill, okay? 0's here, 9's here. What's above your head? 5 is above your head, okay? So we want to find the number. We look at the number where our arrow is. It's a 4, okay? So imagine with me on the hill. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you let it go, where's it going to go? Back to this side, and on this side was the 40. 44 would round to 40, okay? Now, this is going to work no matter what place you want to round to, no matter what size number it works, no matter what size number you're working on. Let me show you what I mean. Let's take a 3-digit number. 219. Okay? And let's round this to, let's do the tens place again. All right? What's in the tens place? The 1. Remember what I said? We underline it. And now we're going to do our karate and cut off to the right. Now, if I cut the 9 off, over here I have, what's left? 2 numbers. 21. 21. And after 21, if I'm counting 21, comes 22. And now I'm going to replace this 9 with a 0. 210, 220. Okay? So now I know that 219 is between 210 and 220. I'm going to put my arrow above the number to the right of the line. And now I'm going to go to my hill. The hill is over my head. Okay? I'm sorry, the hill goes this way. What's right over my head? What number? The 5. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9. If I let the boulder go at 9, it's going to go to the right side. 220 is what that would be. Let's take 219 again and round it to the nearest 100. I find the hundreds place. I underline the 2, cut off the numbers to the right. And now I'm left with just a 2. After 2 comes 3. How many zeros do I have to put back? 2, because I've cut off 2 numbers. 1, 2, 1, 2. And now I know that 219 is between 200 and 300. Now I have to put my arrow. My arrow has to go right next to the line. So which number is going to get the arrow, the 1 or the 9? The 1. It's right next to the line. I'm going to put my arrow above the 1. Now I'm going to go to my hill. I have the hill over my head. 5 is right straight up. 4, 3, 2, 1 is over here. So the boulder's going to go to the left, and 219 would round to 200. Okay? Let's get some bigger numbers. Let's go into the thousands. 4,726. And let's round it 3 times. We'll do the tens, hundreds, thousands. Okay? Let's do the tens place first. What's in the tens place? The 2. Underline it, cut off to the right. Now, look what you have. I know there's a comma here, but ignore it for just a minute. You have 4, 7, 2. 4, 7, 2. And if you were adding one more, it would be 4, 7, 3 on the other side. 4, 7, 3. Okay? You just take those numbers, add one more, put it over there. Now, we have to replace the 6 with a 0. So now we have 4,720 0, 4,730. Those are the two numbers that's in between. And now we're going to put our arrow over the 6 to the number that's to the right of the line. We're going to go to our hill. It's over here. 5's right above our head. 6 is over here. So the number's going to round higher. And 4,726 would be 4,730. Okay? Let's do it again. And now let's round it to the nearest 100. What's in the hundreds place? The 7. Cut off the numbers to the right. We're left with 47. After 47 comes 48. Now, how many zeros do we have to put back on there? 2. One for the 2, one for the 6. So now I know that this number is between 4,700 and 4,800. Let's put our arrow above the line. We have a 2. Go to our hill. 5's above your head. 4, 3, 2. 2 is going to round to the lower number. 4,700. Let's do it to the thousands now. 4 is in the thousands place. Let's cut off the numbers to the right. I got excited. I wanted to do my karate too early. Cut off the 7, 2, and the 6. We're left with a 4. After 4 comes 5. And how many zeros do we have to add back? 3. Now I know that this number is between 4,000 and 5,000. I have to put my arrow above one of the numbers. Which number is going to get the arrow? Which one is right next to the line? The 7. Let's put it on our hill. The hill goes over. 5's above your head. 6, 7. It's going to go to the higher side. This would round to 5,000. Let me give you 3 numbers to round, and then you can pause the video and round them. We'll come back and check and see how you did. I'm going to give you a 2-digit number, a 3-digit number, and a 4-digit number. And I want you to round all 3 of these numbers to the nearest 10. Pause the video and give it a shot. All right, we're back. Now I want to go ahead and go through it with you and see how you did. Bet you did great. The first number is 82. We want to round to the nearest 10. What's in the 10's place? The 8. Underline. Cut off to the right. Leaves you with an 8. After 8 comes 9. And we're going to replace the 2 with a 0. 80 and 90. 82 is between 80 and 90. Put your arrow above the 2. And now we're going to go to the hill. Okay? 5's above your head. 4, 3, 2. It's going to fall this way. 80 is going to be closer to 82. 647. What's in the 10's place there? 4. Underline it. Cut off to the right. Leaves you with 64. After 64 comes 65. We're going to replace the 7 with a 0. 640, 650. Now we're going to put our arrow above the 7, and we're going to put it on the hill. Hill goes over, 5's above your head, 6, 7. It's going to fall to the high side, 650. Did you have it? Sure you did. Next one. 5,015. What's in the 10's place? The 1. Underline it. Cut off to the right. You're left with 5, 0, 1. After that would come 5, 0, 2. We're going to replace that 5 with 1, 0. See if I can make it neater here. And I know that 5,015 is between 5,010 and 5,020. We're going to put our arrow above the 5 and put it on the hill. The hill goes over, 5's above your head. Remember now, if we push that boulder all the way up to the 5, what are we going to do with it? We're going to knock it over to the high side. So that's going to be 5,020. Okay, so some basic steps. Underline the place you're looking for. It doesn't matter whether it's tens, hundreds, thousands. Cut off to the right. Whee-ah! Put your arrow above the number to the right of the line that you made. And put that number on the hill, and you should never make a mistake with your rounding. Good luck. Click on the link. There's some practice for you to do, or your teacher's going to give you some practice right now. Either way, work hard, pay attention, and I'll see you next time.